Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Melanie Cassar, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Flying Officer Christopher Morris. We warmly welcome the family of Sergeant John Logan, who are here with us today, and the members of his family who are watching the live stream of this ceremony. His story will be told shortly. We also warmly welcome Bob Howe, representing the Air Force Association. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria, and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. If able, please be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Sergeant John Logan. John Logan was born on the 22nd of September 1917 in Dalmuir, Scotland, the only son of Peter and Jane Logan. The Logan family moved to Australia when John was young, settling in Maitland near Newcastle in New South Wales. John Logan attended Homeville Public School and then West Maitland Superior Public School. After studying accountancy for some time, he found employment as an audit clerk with Short and Ribby. His sister Margaret, known as Peg, joined the Australian Army Nursing Service and would see through the war while serving. John enrolled in the Air Force Reserve in July 1940 and was called up later in the year, enlisting in the Royal Australian Air Force on the 9th of December 1940. He began training as a wireless operator and air gunner, and after a period of pre-embarkation leave, towards the end of January 1941, he embarked at Sydney for overseas service. As part of the Empire training scheme, he was one of almost 27,500 RAF pilots, navigators, wireless operators, gunners, and engineers who, throughout the course of the war, joined Royal Air Force squadrons or Australian squadrons based in Britain. Arriving in Canada in mid-February, Logan attended wireless school in Winnipeg and then bombing and gunnery school in Macdonald. Following this, he left Canada in August, travelling to the United Kingdom, where he was transferred to the newly formed number 279 Squadron in late November 1941. Number 279 Squadron was a Royal Air Force Air Sea Rescue Squadron. Based at RAF Bircham Newton, it was equipped with Lockheed Hudson light bomber and coastal reconnaissance aircraft. On the 13th of February 1942, John Logan was a crew member aboard a Hudson that took off at about 8:30 a.m. on a search mission. The aircraft never returned. Initially declared missing, his body was later recovered from the sea at Palling, Norfolk, and a funeral took place on the 28th of April at Scotthouse Cemetery, Cotters Hall. His remains lie there today, under the inscription chosen by his grieving family. His duty nobly done, ever remembered by mother, father, Peg, and Dell. John Logan was 24 years old. His name is listed on the Roller of Honour on my left among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Sergeant John Logan, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Poziere or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director and staff, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support of the Memorial's development project. We appreciate your visit despite the challenges posed by COVID and wish you all a very pleasant evening. Thank you.